Hello guys, and welcome back to my 12 Days of Christmas series. This is Danielle here, the artist behind Creative Girl of Color, and welcome to day 5. So we're going to be doing something extra special today. We're going to be doing a Santa Claus. Oh my god, you guys. Yes, I'm super excited. So let's go over today's supplies. So let's talk all about the supplies we're going to need for today's video. You're going to need some detail brushes because you want to be able to get into all of those nooks and crannies, right, you guys? And we're going to be using acrylic paints. I'm using a myriad of different paints, but you can use anything you have available. Go crazy. Let's get creative. Now, you can see I kind of popped the little reference photo over in the corner. Okay, your girl is getting fancy. Yes, can I get a whoop whoop? Okay, and of course, all right, after I got over the whole initial thing of that, is that let's start with the eyes. Like, I started out with the eyes on this particular piece. I tend to really go for the eyes first because they're really creepy, really weird. If you kind of block in the whole painting and you don't have the eyes actually visible, it can look really weird. So I'm like, I can't. So yeah, I definitely recommend that you go ahead and block them eyes in first. I usually do like a light dark, well, not light and dark, but you know what I mean, like a dark kind of dark brown or some sort of brown shade, depending on the color of the person's eyes that happen to be depicted in the reference photo, you guys. And you know, I wanted to make sure that I did this video in kind of real time. Most of it is in real time, but of course you're gonna have certain parts that I sped up and did like kind of like a time lapse. But I wanted to really get down in the nitty gritty and do this stuff in real time for you guys, because I'm always getting a lot of questions and I wanted to make sure that you really seen every little thing, because this painting ended up being so special. And remember, especially in my house, representation matters, you guys, right? So yeah, that's pretty much what's going on here. I'm kind of blocking in the lips. I'm using a different shades of brown, including my Posca pens. I'm doing a lot of different like shades, like dark purple. I put a lot of dark purples and reds inside of his mouth. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Oh, I also did a lot of like dark reds and dark purples. Well, a lot of people don't really know that, and I didn't really know this either when I first started painting, that purple is a great color as like shaded, like if you want to use it for shading, like the shaded dark parts of your red painting. Purple is such a great color, and it really complements reds and oranges. So yeah, definitely use purple if you're going to do those shaded bits and pieces, you guys. And you see I'm doing like I'm actually outlining him with shades of purple. 50 shades of purple, baby. Okay, so I'm actually outlining him with 50 shades of purple, and just going crazy with it. And then there's like these little divots and kind of pockets and ripples that was in the rich red jacket. So I did a lot of shades of purple of that in there. Also, I'm kind of going in with the eyes right now, messing around a lot with the glasses and getting into the nooks and crannies with this. Now this, you definitely want to take your time, you guys. If you're going to be attempting this particular piece, you definitely want to be taking your time with it, okay? Because I mean, you really don't want to rush something. A lot of times, especially with newbies, they want to kind of rush through it. You know, you guys want to rush through it. You want to get to the end process, and It's all the bits in between that make up a beautiful, gorgeous painting, especially when you're dealing with acrylics. And remember what I always tell you guys, that layers, hello, layers make it happen, okay? Dream work makes the team work. Layers make it happen. So the more layers you add, the more beautiful it's going to look. Again, sorry you guys. You can see as I popped in this reference photo again. I love that portion of it. I don't know why I'm like obsessed with it, but yeah. Yeah, so I did a lot of concentrating on his eyes, and I'm gonna let you kind of enjoy the bits and pieces of that, and make sure you guys are like chatting it up. And if you happen to be on the live chat on YouTube or wherever you are in the world, I really hope you're doing good wherever you are in the world. Oh my God, you guys, it is an absolute bananas time. I mean, between the sickness and everything that's going on in the world, we definitely need some holiday cheer. We have never dealt with anything like this in life. So I really took my time to make sure that I did something beautiful for you guys, for the channel. And I wanted to make sure that it is accessible and to everyone, you know what I mean? It doesn't matter, like for free for everybody. So that's exactly why I do these things. A lot of times, and I digress. I'm just gonna chat to you guys while you kind of like look at me fiddle around with this painting. Okay, you guys. Oh, let me tell you something. Get you some coffee and some tea, and because we're gonna sit here and we're gonna chat. Or get you some wine, because you already know it's 5 o'clock somewhere. It's after 5 o'clock here in the East Coast. So you already know what it is. So grab you some coffee, some tea, some wine. So let's get it in, okay? You can actually grab your sketchbook, your sketchbook, and let's get to the painting, okay? I hope you guys don't mind me kind of rambling and chatting about this painting at the same time. But yeah, it's been absolute insanity. The world is kind of imploding, but at the same time, it's so many of us that are really doing well and kind of, helping each other, pouring into each other's communities. And I found it really, really important, you guys, for me to make a piece that represents my community, my family, something that I can hang in my home and make it feel special. And I hope you guys do the same. I hope you guys also paint this so that you can have something to hang in your home that represents you and your family and how you look. Because you don't see it. You don't see a lot of these wholesome images of Santa Claus, or even gnomes, elves, Nutcracker, all of these things. You really don't see these sorts of things represented in the real world. You know what I mean? And if you have little ones at home, they really want something that they can feel kind of like, okay, yeah, I can see myself being that. I can see myself being vice president. I can see myself being Santa Claus. I can see myself being wholesome and wonderful and a hero for my family. So this is kind of why I create these sorts of things. And I went off on a tangent. So let's kind of talk about the painting a little bit more. So yeah. I really think it's important, you guys, that you think about this, be mindful of this as you flow through this piece. And layers count. And I think I did a lot of different gradients of gray, okay? So it was like literally 50 shades of gray up in this piece, okay? And I think it's really, really important that you guys do a lot of layering when it comes to the jacket, the hat, the rim of the hat, I did pretty much almost the same technique and the same layering effect with different shades of gray on all of these different aspects of it, which was the hat, the gloves, the beard, the eyes. Even the white in the eyes, you know, doesn't have really white, but it has, you know what I mean? It has, I don't know, how do I say it? It has gray because, I mean, as you know, you guys, your eyes are never totally white. The whites of your eyes are not really white. They're actually different shades of grays and yellows and reds and yada, yada, yada. It's all these different things depending on your lifestyle and who you are and yada, yada, yada. Okay? So, 3 hours later, I'm still working on the sky, as you can see. Okay? Still working on the sky. 3 hours later, starting to get my life together. I really worked on this sky, and it was really frustrating, you guys. I'm not even gonna lie about that. But yeah, back to the beard and all that. Definitely utilize those different shades of gray. I used purple grays, yellow grays, which we call like warm grays, where you incorporate yellow into your gray. You could actually even flip it around and do a black mix of black and white, and you do different variations or different gradients. Or what they call values, different values of that gray, and you just mix different colors into it. And because the beard is not going to be white, if you just do straight up white, you guys, it's going to make it really, really difficult to for it to have dimension and depth. It's going to really look flat, like cartoonish. Okay. So yeah, that's pretty much what I do. And again, like I said before, it's all about the layers, and I spent a lot of time kind of layering this and doing all the things. Okay, it was absolute insanity, but I really enjoyed this piece so much, you guys. So yeah, I'm gonna let you guys kind of enjoy this whole thing for a minute, and I'll be back. So at this point, you can see I was adding some white highlights. I had somebody ask me before, like, why don't you just put like the whole thing white? And I'm like, no, you can't really do the whole thing white. As I explained before, you guys, you gotta add different shades of gray, and whites should be reserved for just for your special top highlights. So that's what I'm doing at this point. And it's not even totally fully white. It still has a mixture of like yellows and purples. It's like a dirty, not dirty, but you know what I mean. Like it's like a muted kind of white. Okay. So I even have some unbleached titanium in there, which is like white, but it's unbleached. Okay. So yeah, definitely get those highlights going, you guys. Don't. And then now at this point, I'm actually fully going in and putting real live straight up white out of the tube dabs onto the beard and different parts of his suit and stuff like that. Yes, and yes, you guys, this was an absolute wonderful thing. Now, if you guys would like to see the traceable and all the things, like maybe you're not good with drawing, or you want to see the whole process, including the palette, behind the scenes, all the things, you can support the channel at patreon.com/creativegirlofcolor. And yeah, you can get the traceable and get all the stuff that we have coming up, including some traceables and some coloring pages that I have coming up for Friday when we go live, and we're going to be doing some card making, you guys. So we'll have a lot of different goodies that I have planned for you. So make sure you get yourself together, get yourself ready, okay? And so at this stage of the painting, you guys, I'm actually popping in a few kind of like gray little balls or whatever in the background, because I wanted it to signify like more of a hazy snowball type of thing. I don't even know how to explain it, but I wanted it to signify like a more hazy snowball. Now I really wanted to use some like acrylic glazing liquid or something like that to kind of mute it down even more and make those like gray snowballs like translucent or like transparent. But apparently, the snowball gods wasn't trying to let me live my best life, okay? So it was what it was. Now I did decide that I was gonna go ahead and use a brush. So here you can see I'm whipping out my handy dandy it's like an old, I don't know, mini hairbrush. Now you can use a toothbrush. This is called like the toothbrush method, and you can use any type of brush and you dip it into your white. This would go really good like if you have like acrylic, like the craft paint, the white craft paint. It will really go good if you have the craft paint, because you can like dip it in there, get it really, really like juicy and wet and gooey and whatever, and then you just flick the brush hairs or whatever, and voila, you can see I'm doing it at this point. And make sure you're around something that you do not care about, or it's like, make sure it's your art space or you have something on the floor, because God knows this is really, really messy and you have it all over the place. I had it all over my camera, all over everywhere when I was actually doing this flicking thing, but it was super fun. It's really, really fun, especially if you have kids and they love splattering things and getting things together. You know what I'm saying? So yeah. Oh, Christmas tree, you'll ever be unchanging, a symbol of goodwill and love. You'll ever be. Now, if you happen to go crazy like I did and you put too many splatters, you can clean it up easy with like a baby wipe or some sort of damp cloth, and you just wipe it off while your paint is still wet, and voila, you have all the paint splatters and all the things and all the places that you want it to be. Now at this point, I added an additional border like around my fake phony wood grain that I have at the top of my painting. I don't know if I showed you guys this part, but I was kind of like fiddling around with this composition. What you guys don't know is that I actually designed this painting on the fly over the last couple of weeks, and I was pretty much painting it right along with you guys all at the same time for the first time. So I was still kind of playing around with the composition and seeing like what looks good, what doesn't look good, what I really like, what I don't like. So it's kind of hard to kind of do that sometime, and that's why especially when I go live, it could tend to kind of go on and on and on, because sometimes I'm doing things for the first time and I have no idea what's going on, okay? I'm kind of just, I'm here, I'm beginning on it too for the first time, and then I took my white Posca pen. That was a fun part. And like I said, I did those little dots. And that white Posca pen, oh my God, it's like the best thing I ever bought. I use it all the time. Not only do I use it for acrylic paintings, but I use it for everything from gouache to watercolor paintings. It's for everything. Oh my god. The only thing you can't use it on is oil, but it's definitely a lifesaver, you guys. But again, this is optional. You guys really don't have to really do this part, but I really, you know, I like to be extra, so I had to add this part. Okay. Now, I would love to take this time to thank my patrons. I love you guys so, so much. Thank you for being a part of the Creative Girl family. Thank you for everybody that have watched all of the videos. And just in case you guys didn't know, we hit over 1,000 subs here on the channel. So I have so, so much to be thankful for this holiday season. Even though everything seems like it is falling apart, but I still have so much that I want to be thankful for. And I love you guys so much. I hope you enjoyed today's video, and I will catch you guys on the next one. I'll see you guys Friday for our live card making session. And yeah, bye.